Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who subscribed and viewed my previous posts. I really appreciate it. Maraming salamat po. And I hope you do continue supporting my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. So let's get it on for today. For today, I would like to talk about the difference of living in Manila, Houston, and Salt Lake City. Let me give you a brief background. I lived in Manila for 12 years. I moved there in 2006 to go to college. I studied pharmacy in the University of the Philippines in 2006 to 2012. And then I took the licensure exam in 2013 and continued to live there until 2018. I have visited Houston 3 times before moving in November of 2018 to 2019, and I have visited Salt Lake City once before moving here. So I would like to recognize the fact that I am not an expert about living in the US. I know I have only been here in a short period of time, and that my opinions probably will change, and in the future I might have different perceptions of how things are, but this is how I see things right now, and these are just my own personal experiences and opinions. Okay, so let's get it on. First, let's talk about the weather. Philippines weather is hot and very humid, especially in the summer. You can shower and then go out and be sweating already. It's bad, but hey, it's good for your skin because of all that moisture and everything. But well, sometimes you also break out because of it. Houston, on the other hand, would have hot and humid weather again, but then it does get cold. Usually around December to March, I would say. January and Feb I would consider would be the coldest. Does it snow? It rarely does. It does, but it rarely does, and it gets humid. So if you work out during July or August outdoors, that could be miserable for you. But I would say it's not as bad as it is in the Philippines. I don't know, maybe that's just my personal opinion. I just feel like it's just really hot in the Philippines. And maybe the fact that most places will not have a centralized AC. We have an AC, but it's like the window type, makes it, more difficult to live with the heat, especially in the summer months. Now, how about Salt Lake City? How about Utah? I love the weather here, to be honest. I mean, it's dry, but aside from that, I have no complaints. You experience 4 seasons. You will experience winter with snow, spring, summer, and well, we're in summer now. I have not experienced the fall yet, I guess. Or did I? Maybe when we visited, that would be considered fall. So the weather is pretty nice. Exercising here during summer, well, it's summer right now, so I go out and run. I don't sweat that much. If you're in the shade, you'll be okay. It's gonna be fine. It does snow. I like snow once in a while, so I used to travel to Korea or Japan to experience snow, which is a few days. But then here we would have snow for like a week or two, but it's not that bad because it's downtown. So I think the weather is good. Overall, of the 3, I do like Salt Lake City's weather the most. Okay, next, how about my living condition in Manila, Houston, and Salt Lake City? So back in Manila, in 2006 to 2018, we live in a condominium. I live in a 12th floor with my brother and my sister, who were also going to school. My sister was going to medical school, taking up her medicine course, and then my brother was a high school student, and I was taking pharmacy in the University of the Philippines. So Our place is very near the university. We have to walk 3 to 5 minutes across the street and be in school. If we want to go to the mall, it's also just like 5 minutes away. So it was actually very convenient. Now, when I moved to Houston, we would have to drive to go anywhere because it's pretty spread out and we live in the suburbs in a house. So it's very different from living in a tiny space condominium 12th floor high rise building to living in the suburbs in a house. But one thing I really like about it is I have a lot of space. We have a lot of space. As they say, everything is big in the US. So I did have a big closet. So I like that. And maybe I kind of miss that. You know how girls are. We have all this clothes and bags and we feel like we have nothing to wear, but we have a lot of clothes. So that's one thing I really like about having lived in Houston for a year. Here in Salt Lake City, on the other hand, we live downtown. We're living in an apartment where everything is actually kind of near as well. If we need something, there's a store near us. If we want to watch a movie or go to a restaurant, everything is within walking distance. And there is actually a train station that would take you around downtown, and it is for free if it's just around downtown. So that is very convenient. That is the living condition I have experienced in these 3 places. All would have their perks, I would say. Manila, the convenience of being near to everything. I love being in the 12th floor, overlooking a lot of things. In Houston, the quiet environment. And here in Salt Lake, it's just really convenient. There's always a good and bad in everything. So I think with this one, with the living condition, everything is equal. Like, I don't mind living in any of those places. Okay, next, let's talk about transportation / traffic. Anyone who has been in Manila but is not actually living there or has not lived there a long time would probably hate the traffic that they will experience there. I've heard a lot of friends who are like, no, I can't tolerate Manila because traffic is really bad. You could be stuck in traffic in the same spot for 4 to 5 hours. My friends would know this. It's horrible. And I feel like we do spend a lot of time in the traffic. I know it's a waste of time, but having stayed there for 12 years, I guess I just kind of got used to it. I learned to live with it, so it stopped bothering me after some time. But yeah, traffic is horrible in Manila. Transportation, there's public transport. There was Uber, there is Grab. I did have my car when I lived in Manila, so yeah, I drove a little, but not a lot because it's stressful to drive in Manila. 3 lanes become 5 lanes and stuff like that. It's just crazy. So a lot of people would rather not drive because of that. Aside from that, parking or looking for parking is also difficult. My friends know I hate that. Okay, now moving on. How about Houston? Public transport in Houston is not so good. I have not tried using any public transport, well, aside from Uber, I guess. But mainly you have to drive anywhere, and a car is actually a necessity. It's not a want. You actually need it if you want to go anywhere. If I want to go to the grocery or the mall or the gym, we will have to drive. So that's it. Traffic, on the other hand, traffic in Houston is okay. I've always thought it's not bad, but when my friends visited when they traveled to Houston for our wedding, they got stuck in traffic before the rehearsal dinner, so they were not able to attend the rehearsal because they were stuck in traffic. I didn't know that traffic can be that bad in Houston, but yeah, it does get crazy during rush hour downtown. but I would say it's still not as bad as Manila. Manila's traffic, I'm telling you, is crazy. And then we have Salt Lake City. As I've told you, we live downtown, so almost everything is walking distance, and there's the tram if we want to go around. We drove a little, but traffic is not so bad here. Like, traffic is okay. I would not say it's bad. It's actually pretty good. So that's it. And the last topic I would want to touch on will be, of course, nightlife slash entertainment. So my students, my friends, family who knows me know that I've always been a party goer. And this comparison may not be very accurate because I would recognize the fact that when I was living in Manila, I was young, wild, and free, crazy. I did enjoy my life to the fullest. So it was a fun time. I was in my teens to early 20s, mid 20s. So I know that might have a factor with the way I enjoy the nightlife now that I moved in the US. So what can I say? Manila. First of all, Manila is the city that never sleeps. My friends and I would meet up and start partying at what, 12 o'clock, 12 midnight, and finish at what, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you could find anything to do any time of the day because there's just always something open. It's very fun, from what I remember. I mean, those were the good old days. I'm glad I have experienced them, and well, I have had my share of parties and going out, dressing up, and stuff like that. Now, when I moved to Houston, of course, it's different. I was single, young, crazy in Manila, so I partied a lot. Entertainment, like I could meet up with friends anytime. And oh, in Manila, we have the mall. The mall is, I think, the main source of entertainment for us because we have everything in there. You'll have your restaurants in the mall, you'll have the shops, you'll have the movie theater inside the mall, and even the gym that I go to actually is inside the mall. So malls are a big part of the lifestyle in Manila. In contrast to living in Houston, you go to the mall and then you have your outlet malls, your shops, they're fine. If you want to eat out, restaurants are, they're not just in one place. My husband and I did not really get to party in Houston. We go out to eat because we love food, and we watch movies. So that's mainly what we do when we lived in Houston for a year. And then here in Salt Lake City, I finally experienced going out again, drinking out, because it's just me and my husband, and well, you just have to entertain yourself because both our families live in Houston and it's just us here. So in here, you could go out at 6 o'clock in the evening, 6 p.m., still sunlight, actually even until like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock right now. The sun is still up here. So you can start drinking kind of early, 6 o'clock, but most of the time, you're done drinking by like 10 o'clock. So I don't know if it's just us getting old. Okay, I don't like that term. Us being more mature, having to know our priorities and get enough rest, that we finish drinking like before midnight. There would have been 1 or 2 instances when we went past midnight, but it's not as crazy as, drinking until 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Like that, we just never do that anymore. We get old and our bodies need to rest, and we have our priorities and responsibilities now, so we're done with all that. What else? Oh, buying alcohol is also something different in these 3 places. So you see, in Manila, we usually would buy drinks in the grocery or liquor stores or bars, right? In Houston, you could actually buy drinks also almost anywhere, but of course they ID you. you need to show your ID and that you're of legal age to drink. And then here in Salt Lake City, here's a funny story. When we first moved here, we were in the grocery and we were looking for wine in the grocery. So we're like, oh, do you have wine? And then the person answered us, oh, we only have cooking wine. So if you actually want to buy liquor or wine, you have to go to the state liquor store. So we're like, oh, wow, that is something new. So you see, even if it is the US, a state can actually be very different to another state. Even as simple as buying wine. So I guess that's my point in making this video, just to show you how things can be different from one place to another, and we actually don't really have to judge which one is better. I think they all have their pros and cons, and it's just that we have to understand that all of us are different. We all live in different places. We have our different, culture or upbringing, and in one way or another, we will not always agree on things, but I just have to keep an open mind. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and see you again next time, guys. Lots of love. Bye. Mwah.